Shalom. How Canaan got the land of Canaan. Why Hebrews were told not to take wives of the daughters of the Canaanites. What covenant Canaan broke. Are you breaking the same covenant? Where to flee. In this video, I'm going to answer these questions, and let's get into this. Genesis 24:3. Why were they told not to make wives from the daughters of Canaan? They've been told this over and over. Genesis 24:3 says, "And I will make thee swear by Yahuwah, the Elohim of heaven, the Elohim of earth, that you shall not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of Canaanites, among whom I dwell." So here we're seeing Abraham telling the servant here to don't. It's for his son Isaac not to take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. This is Genesis 28:1. Isaac called Jacob, brought him, and charged him, and said unto him, "Do not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan." So here we go again. Isaac telling Jacob. Jubilees 25 and verse 1. We see a count here of Rebekah. And in the second year of this week, in this Jubilee, Rebekah called Jacob her son, and spoke and said to him, saying, "My son, do not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan, as Esau your brother, who took 2 wives of the daughter of Canaan. And they have embittered my soul with all their unclean deeds, with all their deeds of fornication and lust, and there is no righteousness with them, and their deeds are evil." So we see here that they are wicked. Their deeds is unclean. They're full of fornication and lust, and no righteousness is in them. If you are wicked, then you have no righteousness in you. Okay. Jubilees 27 and 8 and 9. This account dealing with Isaac. And Rebekah went in and said to Isaac, "I loathe my life because of the 2 daughters of Heth, whom Esau has taken him as wives. And if Jacob take a wife from among the daughters of the land such as these, for at what purpose do I live further? For the daughters of Canaan are evil." So we see here she making mention that the daughters of Canaan are evil. What did they do that they're so wicked and they're so evil? This is what we're going to find out in a moment. "And Isaac called Jacob and brought him, and admonished him, and said unto him, Do not take a wife of any of the daughters of Canaan." So they are saying the same thing. Do not take a wife of any of the daughters of Canaan. This was embedded in them. They knew this. They knew they weren't supposed to take wives from the daughters of Canaan. Esau knew, but you see, Esau is wicked himself. That's another subject I won't get into, and that's why he took wives from the daughters of Canaan. Okay. What is wrong with the daughters of Canaan? This is Jubilees 22. It's a account of Abraham, and I'm going to read 20 and 21. "Be thou aware, my son Jacob, and taking a wife of any seed of the daughters of Canaan." So here we see the same thing over and over. He's saying, make sure you don't take a wife from any of the seed of the daughters of Canaan. And for all his seed is to be rooted out of the earth. So we're reading here that all of the seed of Canaan will be rooted out of the earth. And he says in verse 21, "For to the transgression of Ham Canaan erred, and all his seed shall be destroyed from off the earth, and all the residue thereof, and none springing from him shall be saved on the day of judgment." So we're seeing that his seed will be destroyed from the earth, and none of his seed will be saved in the day of judgment. And this is something, to say out of this nation of people, no one will be saved on the day of judgment. the question is, what did Canaan, what did he do that affected all of his seed? All right, let's get into it now. This is Jubilees 9, and I'm going to read 14, verse 14 and 15. And thus the sons of Noah divided unto their sons in the presence of Noah their father, and he bound all them by an oath, imprecating a curse on every one that sought to seize the portion which had not fallen to him by his lot. So we see here they're being bound by an oath that they are all agreed to. We're going to see that they're going to agree to this oath that they will not take what didn't fall to them by lot. Verse 15. And they all said, so be it, so be it, for themselves and their sons forever. So even though we may not, people don't know this, it affects them, because it says for their sons forever, throughout their generation, till the day of judgment. Now they had to put that in there because some people are going to say, well, it doesn't mean forever, forever. They're going to say something like, forever means just until a period of time. Well, it gives the period of time for the naysayers. It says till the day of judgment, which Yahuwah shall judge them with a sword and with fire for all the unclean wickedness of their errors, wherewith they have filled the earth with transgression, uncleanness, and fornication, and sin. And later on, I'm going to get into a lot of what's going on. I'm going to break it down piece by piece. But for this reason, this is the reason that Canaan seed is to be destroyed. Okay. Jubilees 10, and I'm going to read 28 through 34. Now watch this. It says, and Ham and his sons went to the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired at his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Egypt, that it was very good. And he went not into the land of his inheritance. So we see here Canaan breaking the oath that I just read to you. To the west, that is to the sea, and he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward to the border of Jordan, and to the border of the sea. So we see Canaan in the land of Shem. Now watch verse 30. And Ham his father, and Cush and Mizraim his brothers, said unto him, you have settled in a land which is not yours, and which did not fall to us by lot. They're telling him right here, do not do so. They're saying, don't do this thing. What are you doing? And he says, you and your sons will fall in the land and be accursed throughout sedition. For by sedition you have settled, by sedition you and your children fall, and you shall be rooted out forever. They knew this because they made that oath, and this is why they were not to take from the daughters of Canaan. Verse 31. They're reaching out to him at verse 31. They're telling him, do not dwell in dwelling of Shem, for to Shem and his sons did not come by their lot. Let me read that again. It says, dwell not in the dwelling of Shem, for to Shem and his sons did it come by their lot. So this fell to Shem and his sons. It's let me see, verse 32. It said, cursed are you, and cursed shall you be beyond all the sons of Noah, by the curse by which we bound ourselves with an oath in the presence of the Kadash judge and in the presence of Noah our father. So they're telling him right here, you're going to be cursed. You and your seed is cursed because we were bound by that oath. Now, verse 33. Um listen what Canaan did. He did not hearken unto them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon and Hamath to the entering of Egypt, he and his sons until this day. For this reason, the land is named Canaan. So this is how Canaan, this is how the land became Canaan, and he broke this oath that they had, and for that reason, his seed, and this is very deep. His seed is to be rooted out from all eternity, and none of his seed will make it into the kingdom. And for that reason, again, they were wicked. They were very wicked. Okay, after understanding that, I have to go back to what I just pulled out in the last video. You should have a deeper understanding of everyone returned to his own land and to his own people. You know, everyone, you either came from Ham, Shem, or Japheth, and you have to find out who you came from. The question is where to flee. Okay, anyone that cleave to his covenant, his commandments, that keep all his commandments, his laws and statutes, they flee to the borders, to his borders in the land of Shem, from the rivers of Egypt to the river Euphrates. That fell to Shem. Now, anyone you don't, for the ones that don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, it's the same thing. If you're from Shem, you flee back to Shem. If you're from Japheth, you flee to Asia. If you're from Ham, you go back to Africa. Now, why is this? This is what he commanded. And for those that do this, it's not saying if you don't keep the commandments, it's not saying you're going to make it, but you do have you have a better chance of survival. So, this is the thing that many don't know. We weren't there when they made this covenant. We don't know anything about this covenant. But this is proof here showing us that that land, Babylon, if you in that land, this covenant is broken. The 10 tribes went round. They went to that land. They settled there. Edom, Esau, he came in and he conquered the land. Not only that land, he conquered Europe. You see, Europe belonged to Japheth. And so that seed, let me tell you, Esau did exactly what Canaan did. And so when he did that, him and his seed, they really messed up. They broke that covenant. And all of that land, anyone that's in that land, I've said this in many videos, I said it in videos time and time again, you there illegally. You outside the covenant. And people, they have this thing, you can stay in Babylon and not sin. Being in Babylon is sin. You don't understand what you're saying when you say that. Being in Babylon is sin. You break in the covenant. You are in stolen land. Land that was stolen. Period. And you're not in the land of Ham, Shem, or Japheth. You must be in those land, and they must be your father. So again, when it come to the end time, when it come to prophecy, people are just tossed to and from, and they don't know which way to turn. But a lot of what's coming, I'm gonna have to go into a lot of what's coming. I have some videos out where I did go into areas of prophecy, and I'm just going to continue to show, and I'm gonna also show, I don't want to be one-sided. I'm gonna also show what's going to go on in the wilderness, because this is something, if you knew what's all going to go on in the wilderness, it should make you want to, if you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, it should make you want to come out and to be a part of what's going on in the wilderness, because it's miracles going on in the wilderness daily, every day. And we would be in his hand 100% totally. Shalom.